Welcome, welcome. I'm Kitty Benson. I'm the minister here at Unity. We're glad to be able to spend some time together today. It's starting to get a little chilly out front, yeah? Got the heat on. And it's working today, yeah? Didn't we promise? Come on. Thank you to Steve for the awesome work and putting in our new thermostats. And now we can actually check the temperature from home on our phone. How fun is that? Whether you're watching from home today or you're here in the room, we're just excited to be together and to remember the truth of who we are, despite all the circumstances that are going on in our lives and in the world today. And we're going to be taking off our mask again and looking underneath today, so hang in there, because I've got something that'll probably make you go, hopefully in a good way. And in order to kind of prepare our hearts and minds for that, we asked Highest Good to be here today. Let's give them some love for bringing us the music today. What are we singing first? Head to heart to hands. Perfect. No, I'm not going to spoiler alert it. Let's just sing. If you'd like to stand, you're welcome to do that. Have a seat, whatever feels good to you. Let's sing.
Good morning, everyone. Feel free to move about, get the blood flowing as we speak of this love moving from head to heart through our hands. Yes? 1, 2, 3. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. That's it. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. Let's sing the chorus again. Through me, Spirit move through me. Yeah. From head to heart to hands. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. A mighty river is flowing, bringing life to the land. Abundance flows as I fully extend from head to heart to hands. Here we go. Through me, Spirit move through me. Yeah. From head to heart to hands. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. I share from the bounty, because I understand more blessings flow as I simply let it roll from head to heart to hands. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. From head to heart to hands. From head to heart to hands. Let's let it move. It doesn't seem like a long distance, but sometimes it feels like it, right? But it all begins right here. What are we thinking? What are we holding? My thoughts is kind, whatever loveliness I find. Oh, I think upon these things. 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 My thoughts create the world. I'm living in the world. Take shape in the form I'm giving it. So whatever is pure, whatever is right, whatever is beautiful in God's sight, whatever is good, whatever is kind, whatever loveliness I find. Oh, I think upon these things. 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 Whatever is pure, whatever is right, whatever is beautiful in God's sight, whatever is good, whatever is kind, whatever loveliness I find. Oh, I think upon these things. I think upon these things. I think upon these things. I think upon these things.
Will you join me in prayer, please? Loving Spirit, our thoughts are upon all that is good today. A reminder of the truth of the one source, the one light, the one mind that fills heaven and earth. And as we allow this divine presence to be known in our thoughts, we become that beautiful expression, that which is good and pure, light and lovely, love itself. So it is, now we let it be. Amen. And I'll invite you to say our invocation. The words are up here on the screen. Together, there's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
We'll sing a song that's a little newer. Our friend Denise Rosier. Do you remember Denise? Yeah, when she was here, she sang this song, and I'm like, that is beautiful. We need to do that as a congregation. This is Come As You Are. Come, take a hand, come, give your heart, come as you are, come, come, lift your voice, come, shine your light, come, now is the time, come. This day we have made with God. Come see what love has done. Come, take a hand. Come,
Kind of reminds me of the whole theme of Thanksgiving and come to the table, gather around. That feels good, doesn't it? And I won't be talking about Thanksgiving today because we're having a Thanksgiving Eve service. So I hope you'll join us for that live stream on Wednesday night. Today I wanted to touch a little bit more on the masks that we've been wearing. And good news, time to take them off. You ready for that? I hope you're strapped in because what we're talking about today might just push your envelope a little bit. So this sign up here was left by Ida Hopt on her door. She said, "I'm lost. I've gone to look for myself. If I should return before I get back, please ask me to wait." Parker, am I cutting in and out? No, you're good? Okay. So that might be like you and I feel once in a while, right? Who is the I'm lost and who is the one that's looking for the I'm lost? That in itself should blow your brain, yes? I'm lost. I'm going to go look for myself. Tell me to stay if I get back before yeah. And that feeling of being lost is probably very natural for us when we've gotten used to wearing masks. And I'm not just talking about COVID masks for the last 2 years. I'm talking about the personality masks that we've been talking about since Halloween. The many different personas that we've taken on. It's probably difficult for some of us to know who we really are. And that's where I want to go today, is to just acknowledge who I am. Spoiler alert, the answer is in that statement, who I am. And before we talk about who I am, I'm just going to clarify who I am not. Whenever I say I am, I'm talking about you too. Who we are not. One of the most common things that we associate our identity with is our bodies, because our bodies have those physical senses, and we can taste and touch and hear, and it just is so immediate in our consciousness if we experience anything in the material world with our body. When we feel sick, we classify ourselves as sick. I am sick. I am overweight. I am too short. I am too tall. I am too young. I am too old. The body gives us lots of opportunities to take on an identity that is really not ours. Now, the body is a beautiful thing. I love the body. The body is what allows me to have this experience, but I am not the body. God bless your body for providing this vehicle to travel in, to experience life in. But way too often, we associate ourselves with that. Really, what's happening is the divine mind is holding your body in its mind. It's projecting that pattern of body outward into the physical dimension. And so thankfully, our body is constantly interacting with our spirit, with the one presence of God, which is what feeds it, which is what allows it to live, which is what gives it the intelligence to continue to live. But it is not who we are. I'm not my body. Say that with me. I'm not my body. I'm also not the roles that I play. I bet if you look back over the last week, you could come up with at least 5, maybe 10 different roles that you've played. Usually starts inside the house, maybe as a spouse, parent, child. Reach out across the phone lines to your nieces or nephews. It might be that you're behaving as a server or a professional. You're maybe a business owner, or you're just an employee. We might actually take on that role of I'm just an employee and look up to the owners, making us less than. See how it doesn't help to take on that identity of a role? Because we've now assumed that we're less than. Although some of you, if you've been an owner, sometimes it's really good to be an employee. It's not all that easy. And whether you're the dropout or the PhD, whether you have talents to dance or to paint or to write, that's not who you are. Those are things you do. Those are ways that you behave, but it's not your true identity. Also, your true identity is not the power that you've amassed or not amassed in your life. So if you think because you have a comfortable amount of money or even a lot of money, that makes you who you are. It's not. And the same is true if you're amassed in debts. Has nothing to do with who you are. It doesn't matter whether you're the emotional one, the overly sensitive one. That's not who you are. Just as much as if you're callous or stoic in your behavior, it's not who you are. Our power is sometimes wielded by the things that we have. So some of us may feel like we're a powerful person because of the kind of vehicle that we drive or the size of the diamond on our finger. Some of us associate our identity with the color of our skin, color of our hair, and it doesn't really matter whether you're driving or you have to take the bus. None of that has to do with who you are. And finally, I just want to remind you that you are not your circumstances. Someone who was adopted may discover that and make that all about who they are. Or may be homeless, or may be unemployed, or may be the CEO, or may live in poverty, may be on food stamps. All of those circumstances can become our identity, but that's not who we are. Those are experiences we're having. Those are roles that we play. Those are things that we own, but it is not us. All of that is a creation of the persona. And the persona is a creation of God. Just think about that for a minute. In truth, the persona and all those behaviors have no power to hold us down or hold us back or take our good from us or get in the way of our connection with God, especially when you hear what I'm about to say. It's important that we realize that no matter what our circumstances look like out here, those things that appear to be taking our good from us are not our source. They cannot ultimately be the provision of our source. So we are experiencing these things as a product of the persona, and the persona is a product of God. Now, you might be wondering why in the world God would create a persona that keeps playing all these roles and keeps adopting all these identities which typically don't serve us. And there's a really good reason for it. I've read a book called, from Aaron Worley, up here on the screen, One Truth, One Law. I am, I create. That's the name of her book. And she speaks I am, referring to God. So let me read this from her book. I am, God, wants to be heard and be I am. Think of the fullness of God. But at the same time, I am wants to have, here it is, individual experiences. Having the persona as a veil between humans and who they really are is the only way to have individual experiences. Without persona, I am has full knowing of its oneness with everything in both the spiritual and physical worlds. If you had no persona, there would be no opportunities to learn and grow because you would have full knowing of who you are. Now, we probably can't really grasp what full knowing of who you really are means because we're having a human experience, but I have read plenty of near-death experience stories, and there's one book that I'm pulling from today from Imagine Heaven, where there are many people who have had an experience where their body either got sick and died, or they were on the operating table, or they got hit by a car, or some tragic thing happened to the body, and it stopped functioning so that the spirit, you, left the body. And that's when it comes back to its knowing of who I am. That's when it knows that there is no separation between me and God. And let me just share a few experiences that some of these people have had so that you can start to understand what it would be like without the persona. Leonard had a heart attack. He described his vision as he watched the frantic efforts to resuscitate him. He said, "First, I had 360-degree vision. I could see above, below, on my right, my left, behind. I could see everywhere at the same time." Wow. That would be a little confusing for us here, right? I could see everywhere at the same time. And secondly, I could zoom in on a particular point, no matter how far away it was. So it's just like, think and you're there. And that's what somebody else said. I traveled at the speed of thought. I just needed to think about a place or somebody, and I was instantly there. But to travel as a human, you see. You learn as you travel. Oh, it's delightful to learn. That's the Spirit talking about the human experience and how important that is. So think about it. You're outside the body and you're without a persona. That means, you think of your mom on the other side of heaven, mom's instantly there. You didn't travel to get to see her. You just were there with her. And then you miss out on the traveling experience. So it's important to have that individualized persona experience. Somebody else said, while I was in the light, I had no sense of time. No past, present, or future. All times were experienced at every moment in time while I was in the light. Can you imagine standing here being aware of past, present, and future at the same time? That might make it a little hard to function here, right? Somebody else said, God was speaking inside my mind, and I was answering with a rapidity that can only be imagined. If I asked a question, he had the answer ready before I even asked it. Everything is immediate. Are you getting that? Everything is present. Everything is now. If we didn't have this human veil that we call the persona, we'd have a hard time experiencing life here. And even though this persona gives us this gift of the individualized experience, I'd like you to just keep in mind that that's about the one good thing that it offers. That the persona has been constructed since you were old enough to take in information and process it by you. And that persona has been being constructed out of false beliefs and error thoughts. And so when we have negative thoughts or when we are committing some kind of act that we're later not proud of, persona, it's the persona, the ego that's made those decisions. Any kind of fear is the persona. When you're able to hold good thoughts, do good deeds, believe true thoughts, now you're in your true self. You're expressing from the divine. I know that when I grew up in church, I believed and hoped that God was watching me and caring about me and wanting good things for me. Wasn't 100% sure, but that's kind of where I came from. So I'm just going to ask you to consider this instead. God is not observing our lives. God is not observing our lives. Here it comes. Are you strapped in? God is living our lives as us. God is living our lives as us. People are watching from home and they're going, did you hear what she just said? God is living our lives as us. I know, let's take a breath. It's just that God has created this blindfold over itself so that it can have these individualized experiences. So it can experience itself in ways that it can't experience it in the absolute. When you think about being everywhere present, knowing all things at once, what fun is that? When you can actually have an individualized experience in this body and even struggle a little bit until you become awake to who you really are and then transform that experience. The things that we experience here in this physical dimension are things that are difficult enough that cause God to create things that would have never been created in just the spiritual dimension because it never had those problems to begin with. You see that? You know, people are like scrambling. I can't wait to get to heaven. I'm telling you, this is heaven. Did you hear she just said this is... It's heaven because this is where God gets to grow. I know you may not agree with me, and that's your prerogative. I'm just saying. Here's what I think. I think that we're each an expression of God, and it's the real me. And you know who that expression of God is when you're at peace, when you're able to be calm and content. When the fear comes in, you know the persona got a hold, got control, starting to run things. But when you can be in those moments of just calm, contentment, joy, gratitude, enthusiasm, now you're being who you am. You am that. So if that hasn't stretched you enough, what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit more about who I am, who you are, that I am presence in you, and see if you can just give more attention to these qualities of yourself and remember who you really are. And one of the things that we say here often is that we're unique. As God, we are unique. And that's something that we struggle with as children, because as soon as we are ourselves, somebody criticizes us. As soon as we play the game we want to play, or draw the art we want to draw, or sing the song we want to sing, somebody says, that's stupid. So we learn we have to be like everyone else in order to be safe. I'm sorry, but we have to let that go if we want to be who we really are. We are unique. If Spirit wanted to come and all be the same person in a bunch of different bodies, what's the point? There's only need for one body, one person. Spirit wants to be different in each one of us. Revel in your uniqueness. Allow that part of yourself that is calling from your heart to come forward, to do what feels natural for you. Do not criticize that part of yourself. Take joy in that part of yourself. And trust that no one outside of you has the power to reduce your worth if you are being yourself. You are being who you were designed to be when you feel at your best, despite what anyone else thinks. As God expressing as Kitty, I am also light. You are also light. This is something that many people in the near-death experience will say. They'll come out of the body and they'll be in this place where it is so bright that it should be burning their retinas, but then wait a minute, I don't have retinas and I can look at the light. And so they start looking for the source of light and they can't find it because it's everywhere. It's coming out of everything. It's coming out of me. I am the light. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. I am the light. And that light is alive. It's got life to it. It's got love as its source, as its creation, as its that which motivates it. If light could think, it would think with love. That's what it is. That's what you are. And another quality is we're infinite. So take that light, make it infinite, see it filling heaven and earth, and recognize that whatever it is that you see that you want in your life is actually made of light. You're made of light. Hey, good news, infinite light. I'll just make this today with my faith and imagination. No shortage, no limitation. What does your heart desire? We also speak of ourselves as whole. As spiritual beings, as expressions of God, there's no parts missing. I mean, if we're going to be God, how can we be anything less than that one presence, that omnipresence? This is what I stand on when I stand up here and tell you that you are God expressing, is omnipresence. Please explain that to me if it doesn't also mean that you and I are expressions of that presence. And as that means that whatever God is, I am. The fullness, the perfection of, the view of life that whatever I choose to be, I can be, is my wholeness. So when we, as Myrtle Fillmore grew up believing, because I was born to parents who were sickly, I shall be sickly. Good news. Your body was born to parents, but you were sparked off of the one light, and that one light is perfect and whole. It can never be sick. Hallelujah. Careful. Kitty's getting Pentecostal. Also, divine quality, obvious to everyone, love. I am love. You are love. I am the power that does good, that harmonizes, that brings together for good. I am the attitude of love that seeks good for everyone, that is here to give to the greater good, to allow others to be themselves, to accept others for who they are. That's love. That's your nature. And when you are loving, you are being God. That's probably the most immediate sensation of what it's like to be God is when you love. You know, a lot of us think, I can't be God. I'm not like some big old ball of light. Yes, you are. Jesus said you are. You just may not be able to see it with your eyes. But set that aside for a minute and just realize how often you love people and know this is not some mystery. God is not some can't be understood. Well, in many ways, yes. But when it comes to love, we all know what love is. When you love, you are being God. Congratulate yourself because you've all expressed it and you all know what that is, so you all know who you are as God. Can you take that in? Can you let that in? You're also eternal. I am eternal. Say that with me. I am eternal. And so, in those moments, Kitty, when you say that you don't have enough time to get it all done, when you say there's not enough time to get it all done, or when you feel like time is running out for you as your body is aging, I'm going to remind you, there is no end to you. None whatsoever. You're going to step out of this body at some point and it'll just be like you changed clothes. Same consciousness, only a lot more aware. Remember the 360 experience? And ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. You'll never run out of time. So if in this human experience you didn't get it done, just do it again next time. Do it more next time. Do it differently next time. Yes, I believe in a next time. I mean, if I'm eternal, why wouldn't I want to do it again? Really? You'd want to come back here and have these horrible experiences as a human? As God? Yes, I would. And it's like this game of waking up. Which lifetime is it going to be where I really wake up? Jesus came in and saw it and lived it and demonstrated for us, and now we know what it's like to wake up. I'm not going to ask you to walk on water when you leave here today, but it's a possibility. I'm just saying. It's a possibility. And again, we think that going out of the body is the destination, but I'm telling you, my personal opinion, this is not dogma, this is just Kitty's opinion, that it makes perfect sense for God to want to keep coming back in infinite ways to express more of itself and try new things and learn new things and grow new things. This is where it's happening. This is where it's happening. If we could just know that as we're experiencing it instead of wanting to get out of it and resist it, life could be so much more fun. We're love, we're eternal, we're creator. Now this, you don't know you're doing, but you are doing it all the time. You are creating. Here's the weird thing. You're creating both good and bad. And even creating bad is God creating bad. What? She just said that God created bad. Okay, this is how I see it. Again, take it or leave it. But what I say is that when God came in to the physical dimension and put on that veil of forgetfulness, God knew there would be days when that persona would probably take on a personality that killed somebody in order to be okay. But God created the persona created the bad. Does that make sense? God created the veil, the forgetfulness, and then it came alive and it started creating on its own. So I would be like wanting to come back in as God to try as many opportunities as possible to take hold of that persona and put it in the back seat and respond differently to life, because that's where the fun is, to take the trouble and transform it into light. You don't think we've got that going on for the last 2 years here? Opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to put the persona in the back seat and step out as God and say, nothing stands between me and my good. Nothing stands between me and love. Nothing stands between me and Creator. My thoughts create the world I'm living in. You just sang it. I heard you. Take a breath. Kitty's getting excited. Rumi said, the universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. Just got to find it, just got to wake up to it. And so the final description I would say of us is kind of the overall of who we are, and that is consciousness. I think that when you come out of the body, the physical body, you probably still have sort of a body of light, might have arms and legs. I actually think you can be like a chameleon and you can turn yourself into whatever you want in the spiritual dimension. But even above that individualized expression of light, I am consciousness. I am one mind, God, one mind, and I am points of awareness in that mind. Right now, I am God with a point of awareness of Kitty. That's who I'm being right now as God. You each have a name that you're thinking as right now. But the good news is that consciousness is full-blown, knows everything. Before our persona can even ask, the questions are answered. And it's there that we create our world. How we think, how we feel, what we believe is all part of consciousness. And we have forgotten that. And we use our words and our thoughts and our beliefs to claim that something out here is taking our good from us or has control over us. But in any moment, our thoughts create in the mind. Listen to the mind of God. Be still and know that I am God. Ooh, I think they're talking about you. Something that Nita Morjani also had a near-death experience said, the only thing you need to learn is that you already are what you're seeking to attain. Just express your uniqueness fearlessly with abandon. That's why you're made the way you are, and that's why you're here in this physical world. What was it? Express your uniqueness fearlessly with abandon. Your uniqueness is God. So this is why we started the last few weeks talking about self-awareness and self-observation, because the only way we're going to get to our higher self is to be aware of the lower self, that we even have a lower self, and that it is a construct, it is not our true self. So keep up with the self-observation, because it's that allows you to respond instead of react. Respond to what's happening. That gives you time to choose, to draw on your inner wisdom. Respond to what's happening. It gives you a chance to bring in love into the situation instead of judgment. Respond as the divine mind, and you're finding yourself giving to the greater good instead of to the selfish self. Respond from the divine mind, and you'll find your words coming out as encouraging, as uplifting, and your thoughts to be of light. Paul knew what he was talking about when he was writing to the Philippians. In chapter 4, he said, you'll do best, well, then pay attention, because this is where you're going to be doing your best, by filling your minds and meditating on things that are true, honorable, just, pure, pleasing, commendable. If there's any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Do that, and God, who makes everything work together, will work you into his most excellent harmonies. Who's the you that he's talking about? Could be the persona if you're willing, but ultimately it's God working God into harmony, into being multiple expressions of itself. Universe, one song of multiple stars, multiple light. So our job is to remind our subconscious, because that's really what drives the persona. Everything that you've done in your life is stored in there and it just keeps coming back out. So you remind it, renew it, you tell it the truth, and you say, hey, subconscious, only take instruction from my higher self, my I am presence, the one that is all. That's who we want to listen to. And as we do that, we start to express our God self. It's not a mystery. It's what feels good and what feels right to you. Jesus said, look at me. What you see me doing, this is God. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And then he looked at us and said, you, do the things I'm doing. Follow me. Let me just share one last thing from the book of 3 Magic Words. U.S. Anderson. No one can possibly believe there's any limitation on God. Thus, the magnificent truth is that there is no limitation on any person. I don't mean persona. I mean humankind, being, expressing God. There is no limitation on you, for you are God expressing. Now, if you're really struggling with this today, if you feel like I've so banished my earlier upbringing that I can't even remember the word, it'll come to me. Sacrilege. If it feels like sacrilege to you to stand here and say that we are all God expressing uniquely, I'm going to ask you to just do what's necessary to set it aside for a while and just take it out off the shelf once in a while and just look at it. Maybe meditate on the topic of omniscience, omnipresence, omnipotence, and see how that can possibly be outside of you if it's omni. Just saying. Maybe what we could do is take some time in the quiet. See if we can connect with that for a while. Meditate on these things. Think upon these things. Why? Because they change the mind. And the mind is what we construct our life with. So let's fill our mind with truth. Might help to close your eyes so you won't be distracted. Relax your body. Send love to your body as you remember, I am not this. I love you, body, and I am not my body. I have a body. Think for a moment about who you are. Forget everything I just said. Who do you think you are? Who have you been living as? One truth about that to focus on is, I am unique. I am not meant to be like anyone else. God is choosing to be my unique me. And I celebrate that. I am whole and perfect and complete. There is nothing missing. There is no flaw. My personas might behave badly. And that is not the truth of who I am. I choose to dwell on the wholeness of me, sourced from the wholeness of God. I am love. It's my nature to give of myself, to seek the best for all. To see the good in all. To bring the good into every situation. I am creator. I have created my life so far and will throughout eternity. How do I want to express my life? The choice is mine. Wherever I am, God is living as me. And so it is. Amen. I just want to either tell you for the first time or remind you that Jilly Johnston is coming to help us remember our self-worth on Friday, December 3rd. And if it feels like your higher self is saying yes to this, I hope that you'll get on our website after you leave here today and check out her event that's coming up, Worthy as You. She will be speaking with us in a Zoom session on Friday, December 3rd, and tickets are on sale now. So if you just go to the website, unityinnaperville.org, look for Jilly Johnston and Worthy as You. I'll be there. I hope you'll join me. This is a chance for us now in our service to reveal our giver God self. As we say that God is love, we acknowledge that God is always giving towards the good, as the good, from the good. And so as we do that, as we release good into the service, into our spiritual community, into the world, and we speak this blessing on it, it will make itself known again and again, just like our eternal lives. So let's bless our gifts today up here on the screen together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. If you're watching online today, you can give online. We have a donate button on our website at unityinnaperville.org and on our Facebook page. And if you'd like to mail a check to Unity, our P.O. Box is 9733 in Naperville, and the zip is 60567. And God is grateful to God for good. Bless you.
So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Thank you. Thank you, Highest Good. Thank you, Reverend Kitty. Thank you, God, all of you. My name's Kathy Folser. Good morning. I'm here to read the announcements. So first of all, whether you're joining us in person or online, if you're here for the first time, welcome. We're just glad to have you here. And I know I say this every week, but I hope that you can just feel our hearts. I sure feel my heart when I come and hear Reverend Kitty and the music, and I'm with all of you, so welcome. And as always, if you're here not for the first time, thanks for coming. Good to see you again. So let's see what's going on this week. Okay, props. If you're here in person, up in the front room, we have a special gift to share for you. If you're joining us online, you can go to the events calendar or the website and download your copy. This is a special inspirational Advent booklet that was written by Unity. Reverend Kitty's going to use this for Wednesday evening Advent chats, 7 to 7:30 p.m. during December. That will be 100% online. Yes. So please join us then for just a midweek spiritual touchstone during this sacred season. Okay. Lunch online meets Tuesday, 12 to 1. Wow. Come, join your friends, make new friends, bring your lunch. Don't bring your lunch, say hello. Again, a great way to just join midweek with other Unity folks. Wednesday evening, this Wednesday, November 24th, again, 100% online, and I wasn't clear on that myself, so I just want to make sure everybody else understands, because I don't want anyone driving in here. Reverend Kitty will be having a Thanksgiving Eve service, 100% online, so please join us. That's always a beautiful, beautiful time. Have a candle ready, because we will be lighting candles of gratitude. To view the live stream, go to unityinnaperville.org, or we'll also be on Facebook Live or on the YouTube channel. Every week, I can't believe this, Christmas is coming. So after Thanksgiving this Saturday, November 27th, help us decorate for Christmas. 10 a.m. to 12. Feel free to bring decorative items, but please don't bring any live greens and no glitter. Thank you. Glitter. Yeah, we don't want that. So email admin@unityinnaperville.org if you have any questions, or this is right in the crease, or if you want to let us know that you're coming. And thank you, Melody, the face behind admin@unityinnaperville.org. We can't say that enough. Thank you, Melody. And we'll have more on these events that are upcoming, but put it in your calendar, save the date. Christmas caroling Sunday, December 5th at 12 p.m. If you joined us for that last year, you know how much fun that was. And an online conversation Thursday, December 9th at 7 p.m., The Healing Power of Grief. Powerful and necessary. So thank you for that. And as always, one-on-one prayer support is available after the service, so send an email to prayer@unityinnaperville.org by 1 p.m. As soon as you can. Put your name and your phone number in there, and if you would reference POC or prayer on call, then a chaplain will call you by 1 p.m. There you go, got it right. So for details about all of these events, go to unityinnaperville.org. We've got it all there. And I forgot to say in the beginning, if you are here for the first time, or if you've been coming but you haven't done this yet and you want to get our online newsletter, it comes out every Tuesday. It's got all these details, a great blog post by one of our board members. Just email admin@unityinnaperville.org, and Melody will get you set up with that. And I believe Steve has an announcement, so thank you all. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Kathy. Good morning, everybody. So Unity in Naperville is always looking for ways to connect your gifts with our surrounding community's needs. And over the past few holiday seasons, we've had the Salvation Army Angel Tree. Most of us remember we can pull a card and there was a description of a child, and we bought gifts for that particular child. Well, our events team, our board, they're always looking for ways, and Melinda Buring in the fall had these donations from our congregation of school supplies and backpacks, and through a series of coincidences, found Metropolitan Family Services. This is an amazing organization, and this holiday season, we are going to continue giving to them because they are an amazing resource. They've been around for over 150 years, serving 33 communities, and they have 14 different programs, from education to helping new parents to learn how to be a parent, to troubled children. And one of their programs that Melinda picked because of the backpacks was grandparents raising grandchildren. And so we're going to continue to give to that. I recently went there and interviewed them, and took some pictures, and have a video of them packing all of your stuff that we gave for them, and just how happy all these people are to receive your gifts, because we know that you receive by giving. So we give, we share, we serve, and we receive. And like we like to say now, a spiritual path for conscious living. So thank you. Do we have a couple pictures of that?
Thank you so much, Unity, for all these wonderful
Here's the video.
Here we are putting all the supplies into the bags, the book bags, and separating them according to age. And we have a couple of students, a couple of GRG children that are artists and love drawing and coloring and painting. That's Angela Edger. She's one of our facilitators that works with the grandparents. We meet with them twice a month. We've been doing it by Zoom, but we are going to be doing hybrid pretty soon, where we can meet with them in person as well. But thank you so much. We really, really appreciate your contribution. You gave us more than enough. And Angela, say hello.
Hello. Thank you again, Unity Church, for your major contribution to our grandparents raising grandchildren's families.
Oh, yeah, I love
There's
that. Love it.
there's Melinda, and when she was there, and it's just a great source for our giving. And they reach out to so many people. I encourage you to go to metrofamily.org and look at their history, look at what they do. And so thank you.
Beautiful.
Well, we're going to be, I'm going to let Melinda speak to that. What you can give.
I didn't know he was going to make me do this. I thought he was going to do it. Hi.
That was awesome.
You can make monetary donations to Unity in Naperville. We have a box, a Christmas box, out there that you can put your checks. You can get gift cards for Target, Walmart, gas, a holiday meal. Yes, yep. These grandparents are raising grandchildren, and they often don't have funds for the extra stuff. You can make a monetary donation, make a check to Unity in Naperville with a memo, GRG, or grandparents, or you can donate online at unityinnaperville.org. Any and all contributions are welcome. The grandparents know their grandchildren better than anybody else, so we decided it's best to let them decide what to get for them rather than us going out and buying things for them. So December 5th is the last day for giving, and we want to get these gifts to them that week so that they can do what they need to do for their holidays. And anything and everything is appreciated.
Sweet. Beautiful.
Okay, quickly. If you missed the town hall meeting, we still want you to be able to get the headlines of what happened. So I have a video on the website, unityinnaperville.org, 9 minutes long, that tells you what our plans are. Your board of trustees is really excited about our plans, so I'm hoping that you will be part of it. Please go to the website and watch it if you weren't here for the meeting, and then feed back to us which area you might be interested in getting involved in. There are sign-up sheets out front. If you've already heard about them, sign up out front if there's something that speaks to you. And we'll be in touch in the next couple of weeks about an informational meeting in each of these areas so you can learn more. And then I just want to do another reminder. Sorry, I forgot I was the one that was going to be doing this. Jilly Johnston, December 3rd. Get your tickets now to remember the truth of who you are. Hope to see you there. Thanks, everybody. Okay, do we have one last song? Let's stand as you're able.
So how this works is I'll be filling in the blank with a word. So repeat the whole sentence with that word. How's that sound? I've got the mind of God in me. I've got everything I need. I've got it all, I've got it made, I've got it oh so good. And I've got the peace of God in me. I've got the peace of God in me. I've got everything I need. I've got everything I need. I've got it all, I've got it made, I've got it oh so good. And I've got the thoughts of God in me. I've got the thoughts of God in me. I've got everything I need. I've got everything I need. I've got it all, I've got it made, I've got it oh so good. And I've got the love of God in me. I've got the love of God in me. I've got everything I need. I've got everything I need. I've got it all, I've got it made, I've got it oh so good. You got it good, got it good.
She's got it. They've got it. You've got it.
You got it.
Let's remember, up here on the screen, here's our word for the week. I think we're going to add as me at the end of that. Yeah. Wherever I am, God is as me. Together? Wherever I am, God is as me. Ooh, that is so good, people, and so easy. Have a great week. Don't forget your free Advent booklet to take home with you. Lots of stuff going on, so keep looking at our calendar, and I look forward to seeing you again. Mwah! Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Join me for the Thanksgiving Eve service Wednesday night. Love you guys.